Kamala Harris's concession speech stood out as a stark reminder of both political decorum and the unrelenting pulse of American democracy. She was addressing supporters from her alma mater, the Howard University in Washington, D.C., and she struck a tone that was both defiant and reflective, urging Americans to maintain their commitment to democratic principles, even in the middle of, even while many of her supporters were perceived as seeing things going into this foreboding political shift. The Vice President's acknowledgement of defeat to Donald Trump came with more than a touch of irony, given that Trump himself never formally conceded the 2020 election. "We must accept the results of this election," she said, emphasizing the cornerstone of a stable democracy, the peaceful transfer of power. This line, resonating through the echoing halls of Howard, was as much a statement of her loyal base as it was a pointed comment directed to the president-elect, who had notoriously bucked such norms in the past. Trump's victory was significant not just for its numerical triumph, securing all 7 battleground states and capturing the popular vote, a feat not accomplished by a Republican in over 2 decades, but for its deeper implications. His campaign's conciliatory response, highlighting Harris's strength, professionalism, and tenacity, marked an unusual pivot from Trump's typically caustic rhetoric. It was a gesture aimed at portraying unity, though observers remained skeptical of its sincerity given the tenor of his prior campaigns and the sort of things that he said previously about Harris. Harris, unwavering in her resolve, spoke to her supporters about the ideals that underpinned her campaign. "While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign," she said. A sentiment that echoed through Democratic circles as a call to arms for future battles over issues like the rule of law, voter rights, social equity. And President Joe Biden, who had opted not to seek re-election, lauded Harris as embodying integrity, courage, and character, virtues that stood in stark contrast to the often tumultuous and performative political theatre that has gone on for the last few months. The concession was more than a personal moment for Harris. It symbolized a broader reckoning within the Democratic Party. Despite ambitious policy proposals and significant outreach efforts, despite the women's vote, the Democratic ticket faltered, and losing not only the White House but also the Senate after Republicans flipped key states including West Virginia, Ohio, and Montana. The House remained uncertain, but Republican optimism indicated a potential unified government, a prospect likely to embolden Trump's policy ambitions. The loss has been described by some, including columnist Janan Ganesh, as a squandering of opportunity. The Democrats threw away a winnable election. Yes. This line of critique stings, especially given the myriad social and economic concerns that plagued the campaign trail and the incumbent administration's challenges in unifying an ideologically splintered voter base. Trump's victory speech, steeped in self-congratulation and optimism, forecast a golden age under his leadership, marking a stark departure from the somber tone of his opponent's concession. "America has given us an unprecedented and powerful mandate," he declared, a line that resonated with his base and sent tremors through political analysts projecting the next 4 years. The political landscape post-election is not just about winners and losers, but also about the resilience of institutions and the ethos of political actors. Harris's speech, layered with historical and democratic appeals, served as a testament to that resilience. Her urging to never give up the fight transcended the immediacy of electoral defeat and spoke to the ongoing struggle within the American political soul. A reminder that the defense of democratic ideals doesn't end with a single election, nor does it hinge solely on one victory or one loss. As the nation braces for Trump's return to power, with both chambers of Congress likely at his side, questions loom about the durability of bipartisan cooperation and the tenor of governance. Harris's concession, while conceding defeat, set the tone for a vigilant opposition that refuses to fade into silence. In a landscape fraught with shifting allegiances and turbulent campaigns, her final words to her supporters offer a poignant, if defiant, mantra. In our nation we owe loyalty not to a president, to a party, but to the Constitution of the United States.